I think it's incredibly difficult to regulate. I think it still needs that because it sends a signal and it kind of shows like people that governments care and that there's at least some kind of push for regulation. I think it's very difficult because oftentimes it's hidden. So Facebook might be using 1,000 dimensions right now. It's very likely that one of them at least measures extroversion to some extent. And if you don't label it as such, and if you're not actively kind of predicting extroversion, for example, it's very likely that in some way or another there's psychological information hidden in these profiles. So like what you say is like to some extent having like we don't need access to your actual profile, but also like if we're using some of the existing techniques that are more behavioral in nature, still very likely that we're picking up on similar signal. So I think in that case it's much more the purpose that we're using it for rather than just making the predictions. So if we say, okay, we're using like whatever your data is to kind of convince you that you shouldn't go out on election day and vote in a democratic process, then that's a problem. But that could be like true for psychological targeting, that could be true for behavioral targeting.